Okay. So what, you guys don't know this, but at least about once, I would say once every 2 weeks, I get some form of screenshot of somebody in our company doing something they ain't supposed to be doing on social media. All right. I usually contact that person. I usually talk to them, make sure they know what's going on. I find myself, since we got so many new people, I find myself doing it often. I want to talk about what's supposed to happen with, in terms of branding and brokerage and whatnot. So what you have in your email right now, you have a branding checklist. All right. So if you don't know, you cannot represent yourself as a standalone agent like you're a brokerage. You can't represent a team like you're a brokerage. Now, I'm not trying to take away from anybody's brand. Totally opposite. I want to build everybody's brand. However, there's regulatory guidance and rules with TREC that goes along with this process that you cannot violate, or you'll find yourself in some real hot water. Short story. A few years back, we had a person that was presenting themselves in a manner that it was really proven that they were not representing the brokers and not aligning with the branding and things like that consistently. They were reminded several different times. It culminated with this person being fined $15,000. Okay. So what I'm telling you, I'm trying to prevent that from happening to anyone here. Hopefully you take pride in the company. Hopefully you take pride in the brand that we do have, and hopefully you take pride in your brand. All right. But I still want you to know what right looks like in terms of what that looks like. So let's go over here. I'm going to jump over here to this page. All right. And everybody should have this in their email. This is a checklist I made over the weekend about maybe what we should think about in terms of branding before we go post or publish any type of thing or whatever. If you're going to have something printed, I've always asked everybody here, before you get something printed or you pay for something, send it to me. Let me see it. But you have to have the brokerage on there. All right. I will always tell you that. But here's the checklist. Is the broker's name or logo clearly visible? Is it prominently displayed? It's not hidden in small print. Hashtags or comments. All right. Now I do want you to use the hashtag the war team. That's the hashtag I want people to use when they do anything with our company. That's what I like to have, the war team. And I think Valerie has started to use TWT. I've seen TWT, but I like the war team, but that's just my personal preference. But you got to make sure you're legally compliant. You have to have the broker's name. It's by law. All right. You have to. Let me mute. You would think by now everybody know they need to mute themselves before, but I will do that. You just got to be legally compliant. That's all I'm trying to get you guys to understand. Now, when you do this, you should have your license number there. If you use the word realtor, it should be capitalized, and you should use that trademark. And if you don't know how to do that, it is the Alt button 0174. While you hold the Alt button down, you hit 0174, and that little R will come up. 0174 with the Alt button. So if you're doing anything on social media, it's pretty hard to do it on your phone. It's really hard. You almost can't impossibly to do it with your phone to do that trademark. And I don't know if you do. If somebody figure that out, somebody tell me, because I don't know how to do it on my phone.
It's an emoji.
Is it?
And if you have a Mac, you can click Option R.
Oh, talk to the peoples. I don't know.
If you have an iPhone, it's an emoji, the R. And if you have a MacBook, you click Option and then the letter R, and it pulls it up.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. I never knew that.
I just copy and paste.
We'll keep it here. Okay. That's great. Thank you. And then also, I'm just telling you from the perspective of where I'm at, I've always seen this. The folks that's been in this business for a while, they protect the brand, they protect the name. So just use it. Capitalize realtor. Put the trademark there. Just the way. It just makes you look like you know what you're doing. I know agents that are new. I see it all lowercase and all this other stuff, and I'm like, okay, they need some education. They need some guidance.
Can you tell them that it's realtor?
Realtor.
Not realtor.
Oh, not. Oh, Don't say realtor. Yeah, you're right. Realtor. And then with branding, it just, if you're going to do this and you're going to start creating a brand, just be consistent with it. All right. Do what you're going to do. And it just brings the professionalism to it. All right. So put a little checklist down there. When you got it in your email, if you go down in your email, if you click on any of these, it will take you over to our page. You can click on them and it take you over to our policy page. At the bottom of our policy page, it takes you down to our logos at the very bottom, the official logos, and you can hit the download link and it's going to give you all the official logos. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And these are the PNG files and, you know, the ones you probably should use. Okay, but yeah, people call me or text me or screenshot all the time. I get it all the time. Hey, violation. Okay, so just be mindful, right?
Do we need to put the MLS as well, the logo for MLS or the little house that's in on that?
So if you're doing some type of print media and it doesn't really specify all that, it just makes it more professional. I like to see the realtor out there. I like to see the equal opportunity. I like to see the MLS sign. I like to see all of it. You don't have to have it, right? But you have to have the brokerage. And that's something that's always asked. You have to have that brokerage. Go into this target analysis. All right, I sent this out to the dads last week in our dad meeting. I'm going to talk through this first, and then I'm going to show you where you can go get this information and why you would want to have it. In showing time, it has this report, if you're paying for the paid version, that you can go do these target market analysis. Now, the reason I want you guys to see it this, because this shows you what's being showed, right? These are the requests on what's being showed. And as you see this, the reason I want to bring this to your attention, if you look at the bottom, this is for the last 30 days. This is just for the last 30 days. Roughly 4,500 homes have been shown in the 200 to 299 category. When we did this, we wanted to say, okay, what does that really mean? If you looked at how many listings between 300,000 and 399, it was right around 1,000. So pretty close. Now, why would that be any benefit to anyone in this room? Would be a couple of different reasons. We got a difference of maybe about 200 homes being listed in those two categories, but we got a significant difference of what's being shown, right? So let's play with these numbers for a second. The numbers are telling me, obviously, things up under 300,000 are still moving pretty rapidly, okay? Now, you got to run a business, right? If you want to start to give yourself a better, higher probability of getting business right now, it pretty much says, okay, 200 to 299 is where the business is being made, okay? So I just want to throw that out there to you in terms of open houses, in terms of all this other stuff, to put yourself in position to be with buyers and sellers, per se. That's the numbers you want to have, right? Now, I'm not telling you not to go get a 400,000. I'm not telling you to go to not get $1 million list. I'm not saying it. But if you want to increase your probability of business, you probably want to find yourself in those open houses and those homes to do something. Does that make sense? Now, I'll show you guys where you can go to get this. And we found out Friday. Let me open this up real quick here. And I'm not sure if a lot of people knew that. That's when I'm sharing it, because I discovered that a lot of people don't know this out there. And this is some of the things that we probably follow that we should know as real estate agents. So if you go to your showing time app, and you may or may not have this. If you don't have it, you have the version that you were given to by the MLS. But you can go down here where it says reports. If you click on reports, you probably have the first 4, correct? Most people have the first 4. There's people out here really breaking stuff down, and they'll come down here and do this target analysis. And you would click on the target analysis. You can go back last 30 days, last 60 days, last 90 days, and you can break it down. Let's just go to the last 30 days for right now. And this is where they're getting this data from, okay? And then as you go down a little bit further, it starts to break down the percentages and things like that. So you can play with these numbers just to get yourself in position of what you want to do. Make sense? Okay. You can think of all different types of ways you can use this information as you start going. And this is just what's being requested for showings. All right. And remember about open houses, the open house is your storefront. So you want to open a storefront that is attracted to customers, right? And then there's even more listings that's less than, I think we looked at it, it was like, believe it or not, the 100,000 to 199 category, I think there was like 800 or some odd listings between 100,000 and 199. So per listing capita, if you really want, buyers they're looking in this 200 to 299 category. All right. You could probably go 200,000 to 230 or whatever you want to do. You can play around this all you want and really find the real sweet spot for that to really make sense even more. Okay, let me get off of this one. Just want any comments or anything about that?
The number of showings, it just shows it, does it show like a specific amount of time, like the last 3 months?
Yeah, so you can break it down. So the target analysis, when you go over here, up here, you can come up here and put last 30 days, last 60 days, last 90 days. You can make it whatever you want. But if I was sitting here, we're supposed to, when we start picking out open houses, if I was picking out an open house and picking out the perfect open house for me to do this, what would I do? I would probably look into that zip code. I would probably look into that neighborhood, that subdivision, and say, okay, man, look, in this subdivision, if I'm going to do an open house, I want to find a house at this price point because it seems like buyers in this subdivision at this time are really going here. And how can you get yourself in that open house? Make sense? All right. It also could be something used with sellers too. Hey, Mr. Seller, look, in this subdivision right now, no one has even looked at a house above 350,000. No one in the last 6 months has looked at a house in 300. Think how powerful that would be if you go into a listing presentation, you can show where, hey, there hasn't even been nobody even look at a house between that. Now, let's talk about pricing, Mr. Seller. You see what I'm saying? You can use this data all different types of ways, but it's almost just creating this ability for you to be a little bit more confident going into the listing presentation or into this buyer consultation with whatever you're going to do. So just I want to make sure you guys know that tool's out there. Make sense? Okay, let's keep on going here. All righty. So target analysis, broke that down. Buyer seminar. Buyer seminar. Luis or Alex, are you guys out there? If they're not, I'll talk it. They are not. Okay, let's talk about this. Buyer seminar, the next one's going to be June 21st. The one we hosted a couple weeks ago or 2 Saturdays ago, we're getting some results with it. We're getting some traction with some people and some buyers. A couple people got pre-approved. We just got a buyer rep sign on one. So I think what I want people to understand is, hey, we're putting these buyer seminars on for you. Get your people there. We are going to do the heavy lifting. We're going to do all the work. We're going to explain everything. For the folks that did come, for agents wise, I think it worked out pretty well for them. They were in the next room over there. They sat there and watched it on Zoom. And then when these people came out, you guys got to talk to them and do your thing with them. But we did all the heavy lifting for you. And it made it an easier conversation, correct? That's what we want. So June 21st is going to be the next one. I really want to get it to a point where we have more than 25 people register or something like that. And we have to move it over to the Radisson. But until we get to that point, we'll have it right here in this room. All right. June 21st. It will be Saturday, 11:45 to 2 p.m. And it will be Spanish. Guess who's going to be the person speaking?
In Spanish?
Yeah. No, it's going to be Luis and Alex. So let's challenge this company to have more than 25 people register. Let's get people in there. So if you start getting those people on the bubble, and this is how it's going to look. Hey, you're having this conversation. Somebody's on the bubble. Hey, we're thinking about this, whatever. Okay, got it. Understood. Hey, let's get you're not ready to transact right now, but how about this buyer seminar June 21st? Our company does it every quarter. We're going to do this one in Spanish, right? And let's start having those conversations and move on to the next person that wants to transact. But you make sure that person knows about this one that's going to be in Spanish. right, you don't have to spend a bunch of time. Just say, let me send you the link. Let's get it out there. Let's go. All right. And keep on moving to the person that's going to transact. Don't spend a bunch of time, but let's get them over there. So let's put some emphasis on this. That's going to be huge for you guys. It can pay some big dividends for you guys, especially if you're new and you're still fumbling through these conversations. It makes it really easy. And then I think Valerie, no, you're an Edna, right?
Me and who?
You and Edna. Okay. I think they got third quarter.
Okay. Yeah, I want to say yes.
Yeah. So the ladies go show us how to do it in the third quarter, right?
That's right.
Okay. Show us guys how it's done. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. And I'm sure y'all will. Trust me. All right. Okay. So that's coming up. That's huge. Let's go here. If you have not seen, let's go. I want to go. Okay. We don't have our normal Wild Wednesday. We're going to be someplace else. So we're not going to do stats. We'll do stats later. But I wanted to talk about the top five. Top five for volume in March. We had Nakia, Carmelo, Marielle, Kelly and Carla, and Gustavo. Amazing. Give them a kicking butt, kicking butt, kicking butt. All right. And then what we do. So guys that don't know what we do, we recognize every month the top five. All right. And then every quarter, we recognize the quarter. And then the people for the quarter, we take them out and we wine and dine them. All right. The people for the quarter for Q1, they got it done, was these guys right here.
Nice.
All right. They was the top for the quarter. Gustavo leading the charge. He's okay with me telling this right now. He just had a $43,000 GCI quarter for Q1. So he's on track. He's moving pretty rapidly. All right. And he set a new goal for himself. So he's out there trying to do this thing, right? 43K. These guys have got it done for the Q1. Ladies, where y'all at?
I know.
All right. I like to start a little something. Come on. All right. Come on, ladies. All right. If you haven't looked at this, make sure you go and look at this weekly calendar. We put a lot of work into it to try and make sure you know what's going on. We try and capture everything. Lofty, getting started with Lofty, parts 1 through 5. We put one link in there. You can go and click on it. I'll put the 5th one in there tonight. So there's going to be all 5 parts. There's 4 in there now. So if you want to go back and collect that, you'll have that as well. Guys, I'm going to talk about Lofty for a second. Okay, man, it's a powerful tool if you use it the right way. We were just talking about it this morning. People that registered for the event, they started having some interaction. I think even Regina was like, hey, why is this person talking to my son? I'm like, I didn't do it on purpose. That was AI. I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because Rob, on his VA loan, he bought a fourplex. He lived in one unit and he rented the other 3 out. And he lived there for a year. And then he moved out and he bought his house he's in now. She was like really inspired by that. She's, and he did it, no money down, the whole 9. She was like, oh, this is really great. AI started talking to her before the event was even over. By the end of that day, she was talking to Luna and she told Luna, was like, hey, I want to do what Rob Brown did. And Luna comes back, says, Rob Brown is a very smart person. I didn't say that. I wouldn't say that about Rob. Yeah.
Nope.
Shut up, Carmelo. All right. But anyway, Luna starts having this conversation to the point where the lady, it tied down her to a point where she said, hey, yeah, I like for them to call me and all this other stuff. I didn't do that. Okay. That was just because she came in here, she scanned right there and she put her information in there and we put it as an open house. That's the open house tool you have. You put it as open house or whatever, and it takes and does this thing. Okay. So guys, you got to feed that beast. All right. Some of you just don't know what to say sometimes. Okay. And it's taking that burden away. Now you can intercept at any time and come in there and, right? But it can get that conversation started, right? So you got to start looking at these trainings for Lofty, get started with it and really use it, okay? All right, let's see, let's go on back here. All right, so we have the next thing that's talking about, is anything else I'm missing on that one? I don't think so. Oh, the swag store is still up there, just let y'all know, okay. Down at the bottom, for people that don't know, if you've been here for a while, you've probably seen this and probably just get tired of seeing it. But if you've had questions about MLS rules and regulations, you can just come here. I keep that there. You can click on it. It's going to open up to the rules and regulations, the latest and greatest. That's what it's there for. Definitions, whatever that looks like for you guys. If any have any questions about stuff like that's what it's there for. Let's go back. So if you have questions about, hey, how many photos I can put I have to have for a listing, just click on there to the rules. It's right there. You can ask me too. It's fine. But if you can't get a hold of me, it's right there. Okay, awards for 2024. We've moved this like 5 different times. I know. I'm just trying to find it where we can do it. And I think we set the office now. We just found out about 10 minutes ago, it might be someplace else. TBD, right, Valerie?
Yes.
All right. Valerie and Kenya might have another location for us, but we're still trying to do it the 23rd. Okay, daytime, not nighttime. All right, so that's still TBD. All right, let's get into the heart of what I know you guys probably think I'm crazy. I've been talking about this addendum to the ICA. If y'all have been paying attention to me, I'll say, hey, there's change. Did nobody listen to me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It's drastic change. No, it's not drastic change. That was just to get you in the room. All right, let's talk about it. Okay, we've been talking about this for quite some time, I think for the last 2 months, about trying to make some type of incentive to invite and introduce. Not recruit, even though we have the recruiting words in here. Recruitment is done by me, right? Myself. And I've always told people the same thing when people have asked me. If you ever said, okay, hey, I've had agents like, what do we say about the company? And I'm like, okay, just tell the truth. Whatever you feel, whatever you think, tell the truth. I think we have a lot to offer in so many different ways that there's nothing to lie about. Just tell the truth. And if you advocate in that way and you advocate enough to some people, we're going to make it rewarding for you. Just tell the truth. I'm not trying to sit there and say, hey, go out there and tell some lies. There's nothing. We got a lot of unique value propositions for this company. And from my perspective, you could probably see something totally different that I don't see as an agent, but I'm going to send you guys out some stuff like, okay, these are UVPs for this company that I feel that we bring to the table. And in that conversation with an agent, potentially, if you want to mention some of these things, that's fine. If they come to the company, we're trying to give you some type of credit for that. And we're going to try and make sure you align properly, that you don't pay the company something, right? What we have here, if you read this, and I'm going to go through this, effective immediately upon executions, upon you signing this, right? If an agent on either a 375 plan or 99 plan has introduced and is responsible for a sufficient number of new agents under the monthly subscription plans, either a 375 or 99 plan, or a combination of, such that the total monthly company dollar generates $1,500 or more, then that agent's own company dollar goes to zero. Okay. So essentially, I want to talk through this, is what we play with some numbers and really came down to some numbers. It essentially equates to, if you really did that, it comes to 4 375 people that's on 4 375 plans. Is that correct? Do my math? Is that right? Somebody double check me. I think that's what we said, right? Okay. So ideally, 4 people that you invite, introduce, let me recruit. If you're on a 375 or 99 plan yourself, then you won't pay that no more. And no company dollar whatsoever from you to the war team will be ever taken. So if you're on a 99 plan and you equate that to $1,500 worth of people coming in here on a monthly basis, then you're totally 100%. So that $500 for that transaction goes away. If you're on the 375 plan, that $375 goes away. Okay. We sat and did some math about this, and me and the dads, and tried to make this worthwhile. And we felt like that was the numbers that we wanted to go with. Okay. So that's the biggest change probably. This is effective immediately. It's not retroactively either. Okay. So you can't sit there and say, oh, I brought Lauren in last week. I brought her. No, it's just from today forward. All right. From the time that you sign. All right. So hopefully Edna's going to send this out today and you'll have it, right? And you can sign. All right. Don't need your recruiting. Yes, ma'am. I'm going to get to that in a second about how this is going to be. There's a form. Let's go there now. Let's go on over there now. So this is the form that a new person and you as an agent will sign. Clear transparency for everybody, so everybody knows. So I'm going to show you the form, It should be in your email.
The recruiting agent credit card?
Correct. That's the one I'm looking for. I'm gonna pull it up here in a second here. Let me see if I can open it up. That's not this one right here. Let's see here.
It's right next to it.
Right there at the end, that one.
That's the wrong one. I'm gonna get to that one. Let me also pull this up here. I think this is where both people sign. Yep. All right, so let's talk about this one first. Agents is onboarding onto the company. We'll give them this form, and this is a form that they'll have, and they'll fill out whatever plan they're gonna do on their own. And then down here, it has this statement. It says, I confirm that I was introduced to the war team and directly recruited by blank agent. And then whatever name they put there is gonna define how the responsible person is. That's what we'll do it from that perspective. So they'll sign here, right? And then the new agent will sign and they'll confirm what that is, looks like. Now on the other form here, once they do that, that's from us. Once they do it, it's going to be the second form here, I believe, for the agent in the company, where once that person signed, we'll fill this out and they'll know license number, date joint, what plan people picked, what credit they got, and then what the total in their revenue is at that time. And we'll keep this going for the people that's doing this. Does that answer your question, Carla? There's nothing after they come in that you got to be responsible for them in any way. We're going to still do the same things we've been doing for signing them to a dad and doing the training, doing the first 30 days and things of that nature. We're going to still do all that stuff that does not change. They'll still get signed to a dad, and you have no other responsibility other than that.
And to keep that, you would have to maintain.
$1,500 in revenue coming to the company.
All right, for 3 months?
So
Consecutive months.
to be now, so the agent that's doing the introduction and inviting, they themselves have to be on the 375 or 99 plan for 3 consecutive months prior to that. Let's just imagine, I'm gonna use Carla. Tomorrow, Carla goes out and she gets 4 people on the 375 to sign up tomorrow. She's got that $1,500, but she's on the 8515. Carla would have to switch over to, she can still get the credit, but she has to switch over to a 375 or 99 for 3 months. And then that next following month, she would get exempt.
So there's no need to wait until it's June to make this change.
This one right here is effective immediately.
But if you're not on the plan, even if you recruit at that time and switch to the plan, you would still get those.
You would still get it, but you would have to be on the plan for 3 consecutive months.
Now,
Explain.
because you were switched.
Give me that one again. Let me make sure I understand.
You have to maintain the 1,500, which is 4 recruits, right? Let's say one of them leaves, then you're short 375. Right, and you were switched to the 375.
Okay.
So the following month.
375 or 99.
Right,
Yes.
yeah, but like, for example, saying instead of 99, it's 375,
So let me make sure you're saying you switched to a 375.
because I got 4 recruits.
Right. Okay.
So I'm over here. So if I lose one, then this one, I'm responsible for the 375 because I'm missing here, the 4.
I would rather for you to go out and get another 375
I
person.
agree.
Yeah.
But I'm just for fully transparency.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have the 1,500, I will be responsible then.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
So they wouldn't
Very
pay
clear.
that month until they find another recruit.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Yes. Good question. Like it. Love it. Yes.
Is there a time frame?
Time frame for what?
So let's say scenario, she loses one and she doesn't get her next recruit until 3 months later. Is she still okay with that time frame?
Yeah.
So she's grandfathered in her 3. She doesn't have to start all over. She could just
So
get
with those 3, okay.
Yes. Yes. 100%.
So technically for these to work, it can only be the 375, I mean, to get the other ones.
Yeah, if you do the
It's
99,
just-
it's gonna take.
No, that's not true. We beta tested this already, and a combination of the 99, 375, it might take more people, of course, but Might, because this might take more people.
If it has to be 1,500 monthly.
Yeah, so you could go get 15.99s, but you'll still be like $15
That's
short.
only once annually.
Huh? No, go ahead. Ask your question. I'm okay. Let's just say, let's go worst case scenario. You only got 16.99s. It can still work. As long as those 16 every month are still paying, you could still be totally exempt. If worst case scenario, keep on shooting it to me. What makes you?
And I only share this because I think there's so much value. I think that seasoned agents maybe might see the value of the 375. What is that? Like $3 a day or something like that? Almost $4
Well,
a day
annually,
for the
it's-
30, spending $3 to $4 a day, right, for the 375.
So it's $12.50 a day. 375 a day in a month is $12.50.
For the 375. Divided by 30.
I was
Okay, so
thinking
$12
more
a day,
like,
sorry.
right. So I was thinking more like, if this is something, this is some exercise I did at home. You know, this is something that we discussed, because technically 375 annually is 4,500. Just one transaction will cover that. So
I
obviously,
think-
if you're active, in our case, it's times 2 because we're a team, but yes, if you're active, it is worth it. It's totally worth it. I agree.
I think the people that aren't on the 375 are really missing out on the value, because when there's so much that we get with that 375. There's no other company in El Paso that's offering them. Until they see the value, whether you're new or not, when you get that first commission check, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, there is so much value to this, everything that we get.
One
So we
commission check will cover that.
Like for one plan, or is there a time frame?
So are you talking in conjunction with this?
No, just the plan, you know how they're talking about 375 being the better, if you're on the 85. like,
Yes,
can
I'm
you
gonna-
switch over to the.
We're gonna get to that in a second, because
Oh.
it was 90 days in writing, but we've reduced it down to 60 days.
Oh,
So you can change any plan you want. We used to have in your current ICA right now, it says 90 days in advance. You got to write me an email in writing that says, okay, hey, I want to change the plan. You can do that anytime you want, up or down. That's where it is right now, but we're changing that to 60 days. Yeah, everybody in the company pays 1.9, even me. On 1 June.
Yes.
On 1 June. All right. Okay, let me keep on going. Any questions about this one? Virtual land, y'all got any questions? All right.
I do, sorry.
Yes.
Are you gonna do a video or some type of a marketing material that we can share? I know we're not gonna be recruiting, but we clearly want to share the love and invite agents to take advantage of this business opportunity. So are you gonna put something out that we can share, or do you want us to do our own thing?
I'll try. I think I want to get it off the ground first. With my own people first. All right. But we'll put something together. I'll try. Yeah, sure. We got some great people on camera. Deb, you ready?
What?
You ready? You ready? Okay. All right. Changes to the compensation plan. All right. So changes. We're going to make one change. All right. One change. And this is going to go in effect January 1, 2026. This is not something that's going to happen immediately, but I am letting you guys know that this is the change. All right. 85-15 plan. Still, it's going to be the same. 0 monthly fee for newly licensed people. 12 months and under. 12 months and under. Then $50 per month for anyone in 85-15 if they're licensed for more than 12 months. That'll go in effect on January 1st, 2026. So if you're under 12 months, no monthly fee. If you're on the 85-15 and you go over 12 months, there's going to be a monthly fee of $50. The cap still stays the same. There's no change to that. All right. It says any agent on January 1st, 2026 who has been licensed for more than 12 months is subject to the fee. Any agent may choose any plan upon joining. You can switch the plan whenever you want. It's just gotta be in writing in 60 days. And we're gonna change that from 90 to 60 days. All right, transactions will be paid out based upon whatever plan you're on at the time of execution of the contract. Up or down, doesn't matter. Okay. Last change here. All right, I don't know if you guys know this, but our TC fee and our E&O fee and everything like that, it's been really like under what the market rate is. It's still there. All right, we're gonna increase that to $400. We do not want you guys paying this to yourself. We're trying to pass this through the client, but we've had this like under kind of like market value for quite some time, and we need to get it. We need to have it up at $400 in terms of what we're doing, in terms of what we have, in terms of all the work. It will increase by $50. And that's the changes to the independent contractor agreement. All right, that's in your emails. That's going out, and it's probably going to start sending out probably as soon as I think Friday, when she's going to start sending this stuff out. You'll find it in your agent profile. Now, in the event, and I'm sure people got their opinions and what they feel and whatnot. In the event that you're not cool with this or whatever, hey, I don't want to sign it. All right, come talk to me. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to tell you that right now, but have a discussion. All right, but I wanted to make sure I talk about it beforehand and make sure you guys is what's on the streets, what's coming down. Okay. All right. Questions before I move on? Please ask.
What was the difference on the audit compliance process?
$50. $50. It was $350
Before and now it's $4. And that started when?
June 1st.
June 1st.
I mean, if you execute something on June 1st, it would be subject to the $400. Anything prior to that, still at the $350.
For example, if somebody has a buyer agreement right now, it takes 3 months, so it's gonna close up July. The charge is still gonna be under to that.
And just like we've done it before, if you executed a buyer rep agreement, the buyer rep agreement, let's say you execute a buyer rep agreement on June 30th and it was $350, then that's fine. That's totally fine. On July 1st, you execute another buyer rep agreement, it will be for the $400. So anything you have executed prior to July 30th, we're gonna honor that. All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
What I say, July?
You said June 30th, May.
Right, sorry. Okay, sales rocket training. So the folks that actually attended it, how many, hold your hand up. Sales rocket training. Was you here that day? You was there. Yeah, you were.
Here.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
She was sitting right there.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys speak to it because the people that wasn't here, the reason it's on the agenda this month, because I think I'm just going by your responses. I'm going by what you guys seem like you had going. I think it was something pretty, lack of better terms, pretty good. And if so, what I want to do is put it on the schedule where it's something regular and routine so everybody can get involved. And that's when I put it on here. I put when. Maybe I should have put if and when, but I don't think the if is the question. I think it's when. So I'm gonna let you guys speak to it, maybe speak to the group and what you got out of it. If you went to go try and buy it, it costs $749, all right, for this training. There's 63 modules. It breaks down from everything, right? And I think it's something that we should probably gravitate to. I think it's something that as a company, you should probably wanna, even if you're seasoned, I think it's something that you can unpack for that and try and get something out of it. But I want these, the people that was there, what you guys think?
That was pretty motivating. I really liked that it broke down like the skills necessary. It makes you like self-assess where you are in each of those skills and kind of highlights areas of work for you. So I enjoyed that piece. I really liked how it broke down the skills needed to be a successful realtor and how it allows you to, or forces you to self-assess and really highlight the areas that you need work on and then also identify the areas of strength that you have to build off of.
Yeah, I think he did put everything into perspective on how you could flip the switch and motivate you to really do things in order. It helps you find some kind of a plan on how to navigate this and just had a lot of interesting information. Very motivating.
I wasn't here, but I know I missed something good.
So besides what you all said, I think it was a good way to create an actual structure if you don't have one yet, especially for us new.
trying to create, and sometimes we can start going multiple directions when we need to focus one step at a time. So I think that was very good in that aspect.
I just wanted to record it. So what you think? We could really unpack this. I don't see an issue with not. It can be both ways. Yes, ma'am.
And we spent what, 2-3 hours that day, and we didn't want to stop, we want to keep it
Oh, that's
going.
right.
Yeah, they wanted to
Because
keep
we were
going.
so into it, the information was very valuable, and we didn't really want to stop, it was just getting late, that's why we had to postpone it. But it was not a waste of time, let's just say that, it was very well worked.
Oh, yeah. Remind me his name?
Jeff Glover.
Jeff Glover. So I think if you all don't know him, you look him up on IG, on Instagram or social media pages. He's a great guy to follow. And I think that was the first time I had seen the sales rocket training in a while, maybe. I want to say I've seen James. What's James' last name? California? Anybody?
I don't know. James.
Anyway,
James from California. I don't know him.
He came to one of the Gepar events. Anyway, amazing training. I think it also reminds us seasoned agents about how it's a numbers game and to plan accordingly. So I loved it.
So my suggestion, because it does take about, if we really wanted to really do it, I suggest maybe 2 modules per, probably the right amount of time. Maybe suggest maybe a Tuesday afternoon or a Thursday afternoon, maybe. And maybe just keep it, if we do 2 modules at a time with 63 modules, and we do it once per week, it'd probably be pretty effective. Like I told everybody here, you can come in here and log in on here anytime you want. You can do it. It's saved on here. So it's saved. So you can log in and do it there. But I think it'd be better with the energy in the room that we do it all together, because I think really people got to have the conversation, and that exchange afterwards was really important. I think people really had something great to say. So I really suggest that. Now, I don't mind. We can put it on Zoom as well. We can have it hybrid. I don't care. The real work is sometimes really done in the room when you're in the room. So that's my suggestion. I suggest Tuesday afternoons or Thursday afternoon.
I concur.
I think we had it at one.
Yeah.
But I think for accountability helps, and I get it, it can be sometimes too much, but it's at the same time, I say less than miles, because we're already coming anyway, on a Tuesday,
So,
it's.
What are you
Tuesday.
suggesting? Tuesday?
And I'm saying Tuesday, I think, for.
Tuesdays too. There's some hardcore people that are doing open houses Wednesday, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays.
All right, so we'll put it in motion. As you see it happening, you'll see it happening on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Okay. All right.
I remember his name, Jared James.
Jared James. Okay, I think that's all I had. That was the main gist of what I wanted to talk about, and open it up for any questions or comments to anybody for us, virtual or in the room. No.
I have a question, Ben. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Sure.
interrupt whoever. So for tomorrow, I know it's 1 to 4, but if I go and I have to leave early, are you gonna have it on Zoom just in case, so that I'm just wondering if it's gonna be on Zoom?
We'll have it on Zoom.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have it on Zoom. Anytime we'll do it, we'll put it on Zoom. I'm gonna probably get some help with Valerie tomorrow, because I got a dental appointment at 2:30, so I gotta leave a little bit, but it can still keep it going. Somebody, one of the dads or something like that. Any other question? You got, Eileen, you got something?
Yeah, I just wanted to give an update on our volleyball tournament for Women's Council. If you were signing up for the volleyball tournament, we made some changes over the weekend to the pricing for the entrance fee. Instead of $15, it's just $2, so people can bring their kids, their family members. And also the team price, instead of $250, we've dropped it to $200. So it's $33 per player, 6 players in the team. And we're gonna be fundraising for a baseball team, a local baseball team. They're gonna be serving the food, so food will be separate. But yeah, we still have many open spots available. We're also adding an option to the registration link where you can sign up as an individual player, and then we can find you a team. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.
What's the date of the volleyball tournament?
April 26th, starting at 8 a.m. and the tournament will begin at 9 a.m.
April 26th. And where is it at?
It's going to be at
You want to share the flyer?
Sand
on the chat?
volleyball courts. Yes, I'll put the, oh, I didn't join. Okay, let me join.
On the what's
on the
that?
online or on the WhatsApp chat. Yes, and I'll put the flyer there, but it's on sand volleyball courts on the east side off of Montana. Debbie will
Okay.
put the flyer on the chat for me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? All righty, y'all. That was it. That was pretty short and sweet. Okay.
Oh, apologies.
We got another one.
It's a question for you, actually. Are we gonna get together, the award team going to the YP meeting for the award?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When is that?
Our next meeting is the
Yeah. Marielle. Marielle, you there?
Oh, yeah.
Marielle. I bet she left.
She was there.
She was, I saw her too, yeah.
So Marielle she won an award from YPN. You won a
May 1st.
May 1st. And she won the,
Like a content creator with most consistency. There's a specific title that she got, but she got an award. So what we did as White Pants Committee is we looked at all the realtors that got their license last year in 2024. And it was like over 230 something agents. Out of those, only 13 agents were recognized and were given awards. So we had an award ceremony and everything. For whatever reason, she couldn't make it, but we want to present it to all the recipients, because there's quite a few that couldn't make it. But I noticed that she's working.
so on May 1st, basically what she's saying, we all got to go in there and act like that obnoxious uncle and aunt and yell and scream on May 1st. We
Our
go,
meeting's from 12 to 1.
okay, so we go in there. Okay, so we'll put the information out. All right, we go rally.
Since she's not on, maybe we could surprise her. She's not.
She knows,
Oh, she does.
she, at
No, she
the,
doesn't. No, we're all going.
She may not know all that.
Yeah.
She knows she got the award.
all right, so May 1st. And y'all, I won't be here. I'm gonna be gone the 28th through the 6th. I'm going to Indiana for my mom's last chemo treatment.
Oh.
Yep, so y'all gotta go represent. Y'all gotta go in
Yes,
there.
we'll be there.
Put me on Zoom or something. Put me on speakerphone or something. Okay. All right. All right. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate you. Keep what you're doing. Go sell something. Go sell something. All right. Appreciate you.